My card, pretty lady.
The most terrifying film I've ever seen is not The Shining or Jacob's Ladder or The Exorcist. It's an obscure but brilliant Canadian cartoon that mixes The Devil and Daniel Webster with A Star is Born and Sword in the Stone. The Devil and Daniel Mouse was the sort of nightmarish, psychedelic, feel-good cartoon that only the 70s could produce. And of course, as a kid living in Australia, they showed it to me in an auditorium full of other kids, and it was like it was a treat. I was scarred, and I didn't think about it for about 10 years until I bought Bauhaus's Swing the Heartache, which samples it pretty heavily.
The party of the first part, that's you, agrees to render up her soul now and forevermore to the party of the second part. That's me. Shall we go?
And I was terrified all over again. And then my girlfriend pulled out this videocassette of Nelvanimation specials that had scarred her just like they had scarred me. Well, obviously, we got married. A quick synopsis. A folk duo of mice are snoozing out the barflies in their local haunts. Daniel Fieldmouse offers to go look for leads, and while he's gone, Jan Fieldmouse is approached by Satan, or Beelzebub at least.
Devil May Care Music Production. Beelzebub President.
I like your style.
She signs a rich and famous contract.
Miss Tracy, prepare the standard rich and famous contract.
And puts together a band with a contingency that on the night of her greatest triumph, the devil will get her soul. Dan, the poor moron, is locked out of her life.
She can't be bothered, kid. She's got an interview with...
Sure. I just came to say goodbye.
Right. Of course you did. I'll tell her. Hey, have a good trip.
So Jan, or Funky Jan as she's now known, becomes a massive pop idol, and at the end of her biggest show, the devil does return for her soul. There's an effectively terrifying montage where he chases her as a bird, a fish, and a rhinoceros, like a locomotive rhinoceros. That's the sword and the stone bit. But at the end, the devil gets his due. Dan shows up, and Dan demands a fair trial. This is where the Devil and Daniel Webster comes in.
No! I challenge the contract. I demand a trial. This is a democratic forest.
Technicalities, always technicalities.
Beelzebub and his annoying sidekick Wheeze stack the jury, but Dan saves the day by singing a terrible Up With People style song, which was written by John Sebastian of The Lovin' Spoonful.
Look where the music can take you when you're getting low. Look where the music can take you if you let it go.
Obviously, the theological implications of this cartoon are on thin ice.
And a song from the heart beats the devil every time.
We are free.
But you're watching this for a spooky good time and not to learn the important moral lesson that, this cartoon was expanded into a grotesque full-length picture called Rock and Rule, with sexy versions of Jan and Dan, and an amped-up soundtrack with Debbie Harry, Cheap Trick, Lou Reed, Earth, Wind and Fire, Iggy Pop, and more, trying to capture that sort of Ralph Bakshi magic. If you're a fan of that movie, the scary part of this little film is that it's actually pretty relatable. Jan dumps her boyfriend because his sluggish attempts to get their careers going aren't going anywhere. She scraps together some other wastoids and the sleazy machine just eats them all alive. And once she's big, poor Dan can't even see her. Once you hit the big time, it's very hard to reconnect with your roots. Not that I would know. But it's very easy to connect to both of these field mice, and to the terror that Jan feels when she realizes she has literally sold her soul. The message of this little film is perhaps best stated by that old hack, William Shakespeare. Those friends thou hast, and their adoption tried, grapple them to thy soul with hoops of steel.
Can you